Okay, so one of the things that's going to be brand new to third grade this year is putting a number into expanded notation, and that's a little bit different than expanded form. So I'm going to pretend that I have this number right here, 145,632. And when you put a number into expanded form, it's a little harder. You have to do it with multiplication. Actually, I have 245,632. And so the very first thing we're going to do is the kids are going to get a number and we're going to tell them to build it. So we have these awesome place value discs. So once again, we're going to start with hands-on manipulatives. So they're going to build the number. I need 200,000, 4 10,000s, 5,000s, 600s, 3 10s, and 2 1s. And so it's really easy to take that and put it into expanded notation. And so what that looks like would be, I have 2 groups of 100,000. And when we get into multiplication, we always explain groups of would indicate multiplying because you have equal groups. So that would be 2 times 100,000, or 2 groups of 100,000 added to the 10,000s. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 groups of 10,000, so that's 4 times 10,000, plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups of 1,000, so that's going to be 5 times 1,000, plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 groups of 100, that's 6 times 100, plus 3 groups of 10, or 3 times 10, plus 2 groups of 1, or 2 times 1. And that's expanded notation. So they are expected to know how to put it in expanded notation or take it from this form back to number form. All right, so what do you do at home when you have a question about expanded notation and you don't have these handy dandy place value discs? Well, remember, this is just kind of how we're going to start out teaching it, and eventually I'm going to prompt my kids to draw that out, since they're not always going to have the manipulative in front of them. We want them to be able to move from the concrete to the picture to being able to maybe make a picture themselves. And so one thing we actually have the kids do is draw it out. I have, let's say this is 100,000, and we would have them label it. And then I have 3 groups of 10,000, and I would have them label it. So even though they don't actually have the manipulatives, they can still make a sketch of it if they want. I have 1 group of 1,000. I have 3 groups of 100, let's say. So it's always something that they have the option of drawing a picture. And I show my kids how to do that. Miss Hill and I do. So, you know, they can always make a sketch. It's a really great strategy. One thing they might see is they might actually see a question where it has a picture and they want to know the value of the number. So we always try to move away from the manipulatives, how we introduce it, to where they're able to use a picture